We're gonna crack off into this month's six sack. I'm gonna talk about the baits that are in here, how I would apply the baits that are in here, and what gear I would use to do so. Hello and welcome. What's up, everybody? Thank you for clicking on the video. I've got a quick one, but a sick one for you today because we are late unboxing November's six sack from 6 Cents Fishing. I do want to address something really quickly. I've seen the chatter online about how, packages are being delayed and not being shipped on time. Look, it's the holiday season. Everybody is dealing with shipping delays. There's probably like twice as many packages going through the system. USPS, FedEx, UPS, you name it. They're all overloaded and overwhelmed. My box was a little late, and I'm sure some of you were dealing with the same issue. Just sit tight. I guarantee you, in the end, it will all work out. And if not, 6 Cents will make it right. So I just wanted to address that really quickly. So the six sack, this is 6 Cents Fishing's monthly bait subscription service. I'm sure you guys are familiar. If you've been watching the channel here, you know that I unbox mine every month right here on camera with you guys, and that's what we're gonna do in today's video. I also realize that the six sack may not be for everyone. Some of you out there like to hand pick your heaters. That's totally cool. I totally get that. But maybe you're somebody who's just now getting into bass fishing. Maybe you're a new angler. Maybe you don't know about all the different types of baits and techniques that are out there, and you're just looking to expand your tackle collection, build your tackle pile, tackle mile without ever having to leave the house. And the six sack is an excellent way to do that. It's a $50+ value in every sack every month. But if you use my code JR6SACK, you're gonna get the price of that first sack down to like 28 bucks, something like that. Killer value, killer deal, and it's always fun. It's like fishing Christmas 12 months out of the year, and I always enjoy doing these videos with you. So that being said, we're gonna crack off into this month's six sack. I'm gonna talk about the baits that are in here, how I would apply the baits that are in here, and what gear I would use to do so. So let's crack off into it, man. Hopefully that covers everything. You guys sit tight if you're experiencing shipping delays. Everyone is experiencing shipping delays. I actually had a new guitar that I ordered a while back. FedEx took it and they just drove around with it for like 4 days before they decided to bring it to me. So everybody's dealing with that, man. You guys be patient. I promise you it'll all work out in the end. Let's crack off into this box and see what 6 Cents has in store for us this month for the six sack. 6centsfishing.com, JR6SACK for $10 off your first sack. Secure the heaters, save the bread, build your tackle pile, tackle mile without ever having to leave your house. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna be using this awesome ancient Egyptian push dagger to open this month's six sack. Actually, this isn't ancient or Egyptian. I got this at a flea market when I was like 12 years old. But yeah, let's slice off in here and see what happens. It's kind of dull. I'm gonna make it work though. Be careful. You'll cut your eye out. I think for this one, I might do it a little different because we're short on time, man. It's early. I'm trying to knock this video out, and then I'm gonna go for my run. Check this out, man. That Desert Storm six sack. I think we're just gonna do the old dumpskarooski. The big reveal. Hey, there's a bunch of stuff. Oh man, all right. So I'm already seeing some stuff that I really like in here. So this is like a full-blown, almost full-blown late fall winter package right here. Pretty cool. So first up, let's just go ahead and talk about the soft plastic that is in here. This is the new Congo Craw, the all new soft plastic from 6 Cents, sending out a brand new, previously unreleased heater in the six sack this month, along with the terminal tackle that you need to rig this sucker up. Now let's talk about the Congo Craw. This is that new from the six when it comes to creature baits. As you can see, you got big appendages here, 4 of them this time. Dangly legs on the side, sort of like a arrow, a broad head shape to the tail of the bait. Really soft, made in USA. Black and blue is the color on this one. I'm sure you guys can see that. Black and blue. Let's talk about black and blue. Not a confidence color of mine, but people that fish the same lake that I fish hammer them on the black and blue. So I need to freaking expand my horizons and start throwing the black and blue and see what it's all about. I know a lot of you guys out there have a lot of luck with it as well, but this is that new creature bait from 6 Cents, man. Stoked to get my hands on another pack of these. I only have 2 packs. 2 packs is enough to play around with, do some experimentation. So let's talk about it now. Got us a pack of 6 Cents Stout wide gap hooks. These are the EWG Stout, a little bit heavier wire on these. Good for fishing heavy cover, fishing for bigger fish, If you hook an absolute monster, you can bend out some of the light wire hooks. So that stout wide gap hook, that one's not getting bent out on you. We're gonna go ahead and rig up one of these Congo Craws, man. Y'all remember that movie Congo from back in the day? So EWG hook, you're just gonna go in a little bit, come out, push your bait all the way up to that bend in the hook. And then this is what I do every time. I set the bait on the hook like that, and I make a note of where the straight part of this EWG starts, right there where the bend of the hook ends. And that's where I'm gonna want to put the hook point through the bait, and I wanna go straight through the bait, not at an angle, straight up and out. And that is gonna make that bait sit perfectly straight, perfectly weedless. Got that hook text pose like that, boom, fish heavy cover, no issue. And there's a little Congo Craw rigged up. Excellent way to kick off this month's 6 sack with the black and blue new soft plastic heater from 6 cents. I know a lot of you guys are gonna love throwing this bait. But what I use to fish this bait, I'm gonna talk about it. So when I'm throwing something like this, especially around heavy cover, I'm gonna go to my 7.5 heavy fast heater series. That's my rod of preference for throwing baits like this. It's an excellent Texas rig rod, excellent rod for throwing around heavy cover, a lot of backbone, fast tip, so you can pull fish out of that heavy cover. And if you happen to hook a monstro, you're gonna be able to get that drag into the boat. So there we go, a little pack of stout wide gap hooks to go along with your Congo Craws. Excellent way to kick off the sack. Also, some more terminal tackle that they've included, the Ned Rig football heads. I love these things, these are awesome. The Divine Ned Rig football heads. These are 1/8 ounce, 4-pack. I've actually got one right behind me that I was messing around with yesterday. I'm gonna grab it right here. This is one of those Divine Ned Rig football heads. As you can see, it's got the V-shaped wire weed guard right there. Football style head, really strong finesse hook, sort of shaped like their drop shot hook. I like the bend and the shape of that hook. And then I've got another one of their new soft plastics. That's that little shindig on there. Killer little Ned Rig option. So if you got this month's 6 sack, I highly recommend going and picking up some of these shindigs and try this out next time you're wanting to throw a Ned Rig. A little bit different, a little bit heavier than your normal little mushroom style, tiny little, TRD style Neds. But that right there is definitely gonna get bit. And when you pick up those shindigs, remember to punch in that JR10 for the win, JR10 for 10% off the entire website. Secure the heater, save the bread, and help us support the channel and continue to bring free fishing content to everyone here on YouTube. So that's just a little breakdown of the Divine Ned football head. Awesome piece of terminal tackle. Can never have too many of these. And that right there is a killer little morsel for when it gets cold and those fish are finicky and they just want something easy. Now, see, I'm gonna move these 3 up here because these are like wintertime baits right here. This one right here, a little bit different, but it's a killer. Look at this, super heater, the Bluegill Fire Crush 100X square bill. The Crush line of square bills. That's my favorite square bills, dudes. My favorite square bills to throw. Get a Crush 50, a Crush 100, and you got a lot of bases covered right there. If you're around bigger fish, this Crush 100 is the way. Awesome little bluegill pattern. I typically like to throw the bluegill stuff in like the warmer months towards the end of spring and summer, but the warmer months will be here soon, and that's not a bad addition to this month's 6 sack. And check out the paint job. Look at this beautiful, beautiful production bait that is, by the way, tournament ready straight out of the box. You got black nickel, super laser sharp hooks, premium hardware, ready to go straight out of the box. You do not need to upgrade this bait. It is good to go. And the paint work on these 6 cents baits is just insane. You got this beautiful bluegill pattern with the green pumpkin, orange stripes, black vertical lines, black dot, and then check out the gill plates and the detail around the eyes. And then the back is just absolutely gorgeous. Awesome Bluegill Fire Crush 100. Love throwing this bait. What do I throw this bait on? And what a coincidence, wouldn't you know it? I actually have this exact Bluegill Fire Crush 100 square bill. It's not the same one, see? I have that tied on right now. I have it tied on to the 7.2 medium heavy mod fast heater series rod. This is one of the rods that I would recommend for this bait. I've got it paired up with the Shimano Corrado 200, the 200 Corrado K. Absolutely love that reel. That's in a 6.2 to 1 gear ratio. And I'm throwing that on like 15-pound fluorocarbon. That way I can have a little bit more abrasion resistance. You know, I like to throw 12. I like to throw 10 if I need to get down there as deep as possible. But the 15 I feel like is the best all-around line for me, so I can bang through rocks, bang through heavy cover, and not have to worry about having to retie as much. But that right there is my setup for the Crush 100, and absolutely dialed. 7.2 medium heavy mod fast heater with a 6 to 1 Corrado. Done deal, man. Super heater, super fun bait to throw, chunking and winding. Catching them on the square bills is one of my absolute favorite ways to fish, and it's an excellent way to get into hard baits if it's something you don't have a lot of confidence with. I feel like a lot of anglers, you know, they get pigeonholed into throwing like a jig, a Texas rig, and a top water and a frog, and then a lot of times, you know, people don't have as much confidence with the hard baits, with the crank baits. Square billing is so much fun, and I highly recommend it. And this is the setup right here that I use. And man, I just love the way the gill plates look on this bait. Let's look at the belly. Nice orange belly. That's awesome. I could go on and on about this bait. I love the Crush series, the Crush 100 and the Crush 50. You guys know Chester Cheeto, my favorite square bill of all time. Caught me more fish than any other square bill that I've ever used. And they're just killer. They're absolutely killer. Love that bait. Check it out if you haven't already. If you're not into the 6-sack, just go pick up a couple, throw them, and you let me know what you think. All right, now we're gonna get off into what I feel are like some primo, prime time, winter time baits. All right, let's talk about this one first. So I feel like this one could be like a fall time and a winter time bait. The Snatch 70 Lipless in Congo Craw. Killer red color. I love throwing the reds. You guys know the reds, man. Everybody thinks of red as like a springtime color. It's one of my go-tos when it's cold. I love throwing the reds, and I'm not talking about Marlboro. I'm talking about that coontail. That right there is a super heater. You got that dark orange amber with the dark red accents going through the center. Black back, faded black eyes with the gold craw pattern, accents and detail. That Snatch 70. Making some noise on you. It's got some rattles in it. Really high pitched. Runs a little nose down. A little like kind of like this, you know, a little nose down on the action. And whoo, boy, did they come unglued on this thing in the cold months. I remember I was at Valley Lake Ranch, and me and my buddy Justin Dubose, shout outs to JD and my friends over at Valley Lake. We're throwing the red Snatch 70 and absolutely destroying them. The video is here on the channel if you guys want to check that out. Super confidence bait, not just in the fall, but in the winter time as well. All the way through, man. January, February. I love throwing the Snatch 70. Now, let's talk about gear. What do I throw this on? This is my preferred rod right here, the 7.5 medium moderate heater series rod. This one's the sleeper. This is the one that most people sleep on. 7 foot 5 inches, a little bit longer, medium power though. Super parabolic bend, moderate action. This thing is gonna load up deep into the blank, noodle up, and that is gonna help you keep those fish pinned when you're fishing with these treble hook baits like the Snatch 70. It loads up incredible. You can absolutely bomb a lipless out there with this. And typically I pair it up with like SLX 70 MGL. And I don't know why, but that combo paired up with the 7.5 medium heater, got some dog hair on that sucker. I don't know why, but that specific combo, the SLX 70 MGL combined with a 7.5 medium heater and a Snatch 70X, dude, so much fun to fish. Absolutely love it. You guys check it out if you haven't already. If you're a fan of the heater series, do not sleep on that 7.5 medium moderate, because it is an excellent lipless rod. And there's some other stuff that you can do with it as well that we will talk about in another video, but we need to keep this rolling because like I said, I'm limited on time here. So we got 2 more baits this month. These are cold water heaters. They're gonna heat up that cold water. First up on the list, this right here, the 6 Sense Fishing Slice Blade Bait in 4K Bluegill. This is a blade bait, dudes, and this is the smaller size. This is a little 2-inch, ½ ounce. They make larger sizes, but this one right here I feel like is the go-to. This is the one that you want to get if you could only have one. A blade bait, intense vibrating action. So There's a multitude of ways you can fish this bait, but I like that old yo-yo. I like yo-yo and a blade bait. And let me talk to you guys about the setup that I would use to throw this Warlock. And here it is right here, guys. The rod that I use the most for the widest range of techniques out of the entire Heater Series lineup, I gotta say, it's probably my favorite. So much fun, so many fish, and so many big fish caught on the 6'9" medium moderate Heater Series rod. You guys probably heard me talk about this rod in the past because I go on and on about it. I use it for so many different things. The Crush 50 that I mentioned earlier in this video, the Flush 5.2, jerk baits, square bills, lipless. It's such a fun rod, and it's small and it's compact, it's short. It doesn't have a super beefy backbone or power, but it is mighty and it stands up to the test. I've fished with this rod just about every time I go on the water. Honestly, I use it for something and it's never let me down. Absolutely love the 6'9" medium moderate Heater Series rod. Got that paired up with an SLX DC 7.2-1. The reel isn't so important, but this is the combo that I prefer for a bait like this. And the 6'9" is a killer setup for the blade bait as well. So pair this up with a shorter, medium power, moderate action rod like this 6'9" and go to yo-yoing this sucker around in the cold water down there and deep. You know, I'm talking like, 20 feet plus maybe. I typically don't like to fish deeper than 20 foot, as you guys probably know if you watch my on the water content, but this rod is dialed for the blade bait. It's a different way to fish, something that I feel like a lot of us neglect, myself included. But if you're gonna try it with one of these. Let me know how it works out for you. And that 1/2 ounce, 2-inch slice blade bait in 4K bluegill is a killer option. Going out in this month's 6 sack. JR 6 sack for $10 off the price of that first sack. 6centsfishing.com, JR10 for 10% off the entire website. Shout outs to 6 Cents Fishing for supporting us and helping us do what we do. Best believe we could not do this without their support. So I highly encourage you guys to check them out. If you like any of the baits that I'm showing you in this video and you don't want to sign up for the 6 sack, no worries. Go hand select those heaters, punch in that JR10 for the win, secure the heater, save the bread. This is the last bait in this month's 6 sack. Probably my favorite one that we're going to take a look at today. This is the Provoke 106X hard plastic jerk bait. This is one of their premier baits. There have been some mega giants caught on this Provoke 106, and I imagine if you're watching my videos, you may very well be familiar. But that right there is a super heater. The color, herring shad. A little bit different take on a threadfin shad, but this is a little bit brighter white, yellow line. Got those red accents around the gill plate. Orange chin, and then the back is just, shoot, I love the way the gloss on that back looks. Bright white belly. I'll give you guys a little tip. Sometimes if you're fishing clear water like I do, I take a little bit of sandpaper and I rough that belly up and I dull that white just a little bit to make it just a little bit more natural, give it a little bit more of a natural look. It's okay to modify your baits. And that's something that I will do sometimes depending on water clarity, is rough the belly of the jerk bait up and give it just a little bit more of a subtle appearance as those fish are looking up at that sucker. The 106X, let's talk about it. A couple things that they say about it. When fished at the target depth range of 3 to 6 feet, it will either slow float or suspend, depending on the water temperature, with the head facing down. This provides the closest resemblance to a dying bait fish, which will maximize the number of strikes. Utilizing a weight transfer casting chamber, the Provoke will achieve ultimate casting distance. The chamber also balances the bait in the optimal position while suspended in the water. Each premium color has a unique clear coat that protects the lure from UV damage as well as physical contact with hooks and water structures. So as we talked about, man, you're getting premium hardware and hooks on these 6 Cents baits, ready to go straight out of the package. Laser sharp, beautiful paint schemes. The Provoke 106X, one of the best baits in the entire 6 Cents Fishing lineup. A killer cold water heater and an excellent way to warm up that water when you're out there catching dragons. And once again, I'm coming right back to it. The 6'9" medium moderate heater series with the old SLX DC. That's the pairing. That's the matchup. That's the smoke right there. This is what you want to use if you're going to be throwing this right here. Am I a bit partial to the heater series? Of course. If you guys aren't familiar, that's my signature line of fishing rods that I created with 6 Cents for you guys. Same rods that I use every single day, every time I'm on the water. This is what I'm using personally. and I absolutely love them. I know that there are a bunch of different rods out there, but I've given you guys the links and the powers so you can find a comparable rod if you're not into the heater series. I know they may not be for everybody. They should be, but just in case you're not into them, you know, I've told you guys the breakdowns of the links and powers so you can find something that works for you. But my gosh, just look at that heater. Look at that beautiful heater series rod. We got the anodized blue rings, split grip EVA foam handles, the heater series logo right here, beautiful 6 cents printed on top of that awesome like aqua teal green section right there. I love these rods. They look cool, but not just that. They freaking work, and these are the rods that I personally use, and I would love it if you guys were using one as well. Shout outs to the heater family and everybody out there that is using a heater series rod. You're fishing with one of these, you are heater family, and I can never thank you guys enough for your support on the heater series. If you could only get one, check out this 6.9 medium moderate, and don't sleep on that 7.5 medium that I talked about earlier, especially for baits like this right here. So let's do a quick recap, man. We got the 106X hard plastic jerk bait, 6.9 medium moderate. We got the sliced blade bait, 6.9 medium moderate. We got the Snatch 70X 7.5 medium moderate. We got the Divine Ned Rig football heads. And speaking of these, we didn't talk about what I would throw these on, but I'll show you really quick. In case you guys didn't know, we did come out with a spinning heater. That's right, this is the 7-foot medium heater series spinning rod. And I got me a little single swimmer with one of the Divine Finesse jig heads on there right now, but this is the setup that I would recommend for throwing the Finesse football jig heads. Got a Shimano Sedona on there, braid to leader, really light line, really light setup. Caught a lot of fish on this setup ever since we released it, and I am so happy with how these turned out. You guys check out the heater series spinning rods if you haven't already. So that covers those, because I know I missed it earlier. Then we got that Crush 100X, throwing that on the 7.2 medium heavy mod fast heater series. And then of course, we got the all new Congo Craw with the stout wide gap EWG hooks. Killer sack this month. You guys check out 6centsfishing.com. Sign up for the sack. Sometimes they be putting baits in there that nobody else has access to. Exclusive baits, exclusive colors, early access to future drops. It's a killer way for you to branch out, try some baits that maybe you normally wouldn't have tried on your own, build your tackle pile, tackle mile, fill the tackle wall without ever having to leave the house. I know there are multiple baits in here that I'm putting directly right up on my tackle wall because I have supreme confidence in them and I use them all the time. And you can never have too many heaters. Am I right? I know you guys are some tackle junkies out there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I think I've said just about everything I needed to say in this video. Check out the 6 Sack, check out 6 Cents Fishing. Thank you so much to these incredible people right here on the screen. The almighty heater army for supporting us on a monthly basis, going above and beyond, and literally enabling us to continue making free fishing content for you all to enjoy for free right here on YouTube. I hope you did enjoy this video. Click the top link down below in the video description if you're interested in becoming a part of the heater army yourself. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today in this quick 6 Sack unboxing. I'll be coming back with December sack as soon as it gets here. I know we were a little late on this one, but it's all good. And I'm out of time and I need to go to a run. So that's about all I got for you today. That about does it. That about wraps her on up. So I'm gonna say goodbye for now and I will see you on the next one.